Warning, this is a horror game and it is not intended for all audiences. Slay the Princess contains flickering image effects as well as parallax effects that on rare occasions have caused motion sickness in players. Watch with care and enjoy the video. Hello lovelies and welcome back to Slay the Princess. We're on part 3 now, I believe. We've gone through 2 full time loops now and have been discovering more and more mysteries about those mirrors. Let me know how y'all are doing down in the comments below. Make sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, help support the video. And if you're not already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you get notified about more videos in the future. And then let's go ahead and get on into the game here, shall we?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, so if I remember correctly from last time, there was a way to skip all of the dialogue that we'd already... Yeah, here we go. Okay, we can get back to our other stuff pretty quickly. So let's see. Last time, as just a refresher, so far we've gone through the oops, we hesitated ending, and then last time we went through the just go for it ending. So let's see. I think maybe this time let's try talking to her and see where that gets us. I think that's gonna be our next most interesting option here.
While I appreciate the mental exercise we are...
I'm just gonna ask a few questions we've already asked just to help make sure that we get, like, a certain...
Does it?
Okay, let's just continue to the cabin now.
You make your way...
Do I want to take the blade or do I want to leave it this time? We haven't left it yet. Let's do it where we leave the blade. Let's see what that...
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor. Her voice softly carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
It's hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
It's already different. I don't think that we've had her, like, all up in that manner before, so leaving the knife behind changes it really quickly.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Let's just, like, full on act like we're gonna save her.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
It's synced in the last 2 times we did this. It's fine.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
It's kind of creepy looking, but, you know.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's beautiful. How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
Good question. Very easily, as we've discovered. Whoops.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
And that's always been a terrible idea.
Hi. I can't believe you're here. I've been waiting for something like this to happen forever. I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Nope.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
The end is just a new beginning. I said we were gonna talk, but it might be more interesting to just, like, start, just do it and not, like, talk as well. Let's just examine the chain.
You're only making this more difficult.
Yeah, probably. It's fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
Well, at least at the moment she can't turn our knife on us this time, since we don't have it.
No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I don't know, we're kind of a big dude.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Not particularly.
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
I mean, we don't know that. We don't exactly look. Yeah, let's go look upstairs.
Okay. I'll be here. Good luck.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
What? I was about to say we've never seen this side of the princess before. Normally we just very quickly get too aggressive, but okay, we've been locked in the basement.
Is someone else here?
Let me
Your
out.
shouts and pleas are met with silence.
We've never had another person here before.
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
Did the narrator do this somehow?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd just taken the blade like you were supposed to.
I mean, probably, but that's not the point. We don't do things easy. We make them difficult for ourselves.
Easier for whom? Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
This is also true.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates before raising her arm to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf.
Holy shit! Oh my god! That escalated so fast. I wasn't expecting. Holy shit. Okay. She did that.
As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you, the clang of bouncing metal.
The dagger, isn't it?
It's the blade from upstairs.
Yeah.
You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now. Or we could use it to free her.
At this point, do we have to just cut her hand off so she's not tearing through it?
You won't like what happens if you do
I
that.
don't like what's happening at the moment. Oh, save her is the only option. We don't even get the chance to change our mind at this point.
Fine. Against your better
Ugh.
judgment, you place the blade against the ragged, self-inflicted wound on the princess's arm, just above the unyielding chain binding her to this place. You cut into her flesh.
Yep, we do.
The blade is sharp, and it takes little effort to crack through the bone of her arm. Her limb falls to the ground, and the heavy chains follow suit. She didn't so much as utter a sound through the whole ordeal.
Really?
No, she didn't. She smiles softly as her gaze meets yours, blood from her wounded arm dripping rhythmically to the ground.
Yeah, she smiles with their little. You got a little something on your lips there, princess. Yeah.
How is she still smiling after everything? It's like she isn't even bothered by what just happened.
Certainly not.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
All right, to the locked door
No.
we go.
We won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. I can't just let her escape into the world.
How much power you got, narrator? What have you been holding out on us?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
What?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Oh, warn her.
Stop that.
Oh my gosh.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
I don't think we get much choice here anymore.
Your body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart. But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect. Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Nah, heck you. Oh, geez. Okay. Oh, we can resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
There's definitely an outcome where we just let it try to kill her after this, probably. But let's just keep fighting it for now.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
She nervously reaches towards you and takes the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
Oh no, I think I've seen this part.
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
Yep.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead yet.
Ow! I mean, if you're gonna do it, kill us faster. Like,
Oh no, I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake. For her sake? Don't you start pretending that dying a painful death is some sort of heroic gesture.
perfectly
The
heroic.
two of you have literally doomed everyone.
Yeah, probably. We already know the truth about her, more or less, but...
Whatever. She sinks the blade into your chest again and again and again, and you feel every inch of burning pain that slices its way into your body.
You know, narrator, we already know you have some level of control. You didn't have to make it painful.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Apparently not this version of her.
Apparently not. Though it doesn't matter how sloppy her knife work is, does it? A stab wound is still a stab wound, and it won't be long before you bleed out.
Several stab wounds, thank you very much.
I'm so sorry.
With one last thrust of the knife, your legs give out beneath you. You collapse to the floor, your blood pooling around you, your limbs unresponsive. The princess stares down at your ruined chest as tears carve rivulets of pink down her blood-spattered cheeks. It can't just end like this, right?
Oh, don't worry, it's not over. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but it's not over.
Oh, that's rich coming from you. As much as I'd prefer for things to have gone differently, I can't deny the reality of what's happened. The two of you made your choice. It's over.
Nah, it's only kind of over.
Everything goes dark, and you die.
Alright, the damsel. What happens in Undeath?
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Curious what new voice persona is gonna come out of this one.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Turn around and leave. We should do one where we just leave as well.
Oh,
Nope.
Don't you start grandstanding about morals. The fate of the world is at risk right now, and the life of a mere princess shouldn't stop you from saving us all. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Okay, there's the hero.
Yes, he didn't approve of us last time, did he? If we're going to save our beloved, we'll have to be sneaky about it.
I don't know if this is smitten, but I mean, okay.
Our beloved? Yes, you'll have to be very sneaky about your intentions if you're going to try and save the princess. Ah, so all of the cards are on the table. Then you should know that we and the princess are in love, and the four of us will be foiling any and all assassination attempts you've got in the works.
Will we? I suppose we will be trying.
We'll see about that. Whatever you do, just be sure to ignore him specifically. It sounds like he's the sort who'd sacrifice the whole world for a peck on the cheek.
Apparently that's what we're going to be trying to do this time.
What can I say? A world without love is a world that isn't worth saving.
Okay, let's go with the telling
Those
the
are two
truth.
very different questions,
You
but
forget any
fine.
extra.
I'll indulge you if that's what... Let's say for a moment that this really... If you're back here, I'm assuming you... You were the one who did us in, villain.
Oh.
Well, not you in the literal sense, but you did everything you could to stop us from rescuing her. Oh, I wonder why. Maybe it's because the entire world was at stake. No lone princess is worth that price. I beg to differ. I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to take a deep breath and assume that whoever is making the decisions here has the common sense to ignore your protestations.
Common sense? When have we ever been known for common sense? I am curious, because every other version we've gone through so far, it's just gotten worse and worse. So how is it going to get worse having tried to save her? We already know she's missing a hand.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
Well, consequences is a broad term. Things certainly come out of this.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Have we gotten an answer to that? That's what I'm curious about. I don't know if I know they've said a couple of other things about the loops, but I don't know if they like specifically outright answered if it's a time or different worlds or... Because the princess tends to recognize us in each.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
I would not know.
Do you think the people there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess left? She would never. She's a perfect angel that you cruelly imprisoned as part of some convoluted, dastardly scheme.
Dastardly.
Convoluted? I don't know how this premise could be any more simple. Princess bad, stop her, save everyone.
I mean, it's pretty convoluted when the door just shuts and locks out of nowhere and there's no one else around. Damn. I'm going with them. I'm gonna find a way to save her from that cabin.
That's right, you can't stop all of us.
Yeah, try us.
We're going to sweep her off her feet if it's the last thing anyone does. Are these really the sorts of people you'd like to align yourself with? You're not at the cabin yet. You still have plenty of time to reflect on the situation. I just hope for all our sakes that you make the right call.
We are 100% getting our Smitten's heart broken. Alright, let's proceed to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Uh-huh.
She will lie, she will cheat,
Yep.
and she will do everything in her power. We already told you we're not playing along with your little game. It's your lies that can't be trusted. Her beauty is the only thing in the world we can believe in.
Yep, her beautiful sawed-off arm.
I think we've already been over this. I'm pretty sure he just likes the sound of his own voice. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
That's right, you express your passions.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet. Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Right, focus. In we go.
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped in fine-threaded tapestries, a prison befitting a royal prisoner. The only furniture of note is an ornate wooden table with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
I think this is the nicest it's looked so far. Very castle-like this time, and not like run down and freaky.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I don't need that. Approach the mirror.
You walk
as
up to the
usual.
wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror.
Heard that. Let's wipe the mirror.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Only the most ridiculous.
There was a mirror a second, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
We couldn't possibly have a feather out of place now, could we? I think that's one of the, first times that the inner voice has acknowledged our appearance, though. I don't think we'd actually heard it describe ourselves in the past. Okay, cabin's
Very
different.
Is it? I can't say I was paying much attention to the scenery last time around.
Last time it was actually a cabin.
Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you're... So focus up.
Alright, no knife.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Quite nice, though, I mean.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice, it's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I can hear wedding bells already.
I'm sure you can, Smitten.
I've held my tongue till now, but you're taking this a little too far. We barely even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this over-the-top fawning.
Thank you.
Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
Yes, all of her charms and the teeth that she uses to bite off her arm.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Well, her arm looks okay.
My love, We're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment. You know she can't hear you, right?
Thank goodness.
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
You know, maybe she can hear the voices, though.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Yeah, there it is.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
That's good. That must mean all of our feathers are in place.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it?
Miles.
Waiting for you to come back. I didn't want to believe your ravings back in the woods, but this is next to incontrovertible evidence. You've been here before.
I mean, not here, but, you know.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us.
True.
Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty.
Or blood.
And you've died before. So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Certainly seems to know more than he lets on.
Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
We don't actually know that she ended a world. We don't actually have proof of her doing that. Just because we died and moved to a new world, that doesn't mean she destroyed the other one. She probably did, but that's not the point.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it. Don't let him distract you. Just do your job.
Never. What happened after I died? I didn't bring a knife. Do I have to cut it out again? You end the world after you killed me. Sorry about what happened. The narrator sent me here to kill you, took over my body. Let's just say sorry first.
Another version of me was pushed to such drastic action. It was for good reason.
That's okay. You were just doing your best, and that's all that matters.
That's right. Do your best.
She took that in stride. To a surprising extent. An almost unsettling extent, actually. That's because she's perfect. Do you think she has someone like him telling her what to do?
Oh. I'd never thought of that before.
She doesn't. There's no one else like me.
Well, that's not true.
I think he's right, because I like it better if she doesn't have some horrid little voice like him, always trying to drive her to violence.
No, now I'm almost certain she does. What did happen after I died?
You died, and now we're talking.
Oh, that's it? Before we started talking, did the world end?
I don't know. Was I supposed to have ended the world? Would that have made you happy?
No.
Isn't that just like our darling princess? She wants to make us happy. My heart melts further with every word that passes through her beautiful lips. Are you listening to her? That's a confession.
How was that a confession? Honestly, the world sucks. Oh God. No, I don't.
Then I didn't end the world.
Okay, that might have been more of a confession.
See? She didn't confess anything. She is innocence itself.
Sure.
Not so sure.
That was certainly just telling us what we wanted to hear. But it's fine. Yeah, I don't have a knife.
I'm okay with whatever you come up with. You can cut my arm off again.
We won't be laying a finger on her perfect wrists, and indeed, we won't even have to. Do you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her right out with no harm done.
I don't think that's going to work.
What? No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
Can't we?
Why are you two arguing over the logistics of slipping her hand out of her shackles? She just said she'd be okay with any idea we came up with. Am I the only one here who thinks that's weird?
Oh no, it's weird. You're fine.
She didn't care last time. Why should she care this time? That's our stoic, smiling angel.
Stoic and smiling, of course.
No, you're right. It's extremely bizarre behavior and further evidence that she's a monster who's not to be trusted. So go ahead and slay her.
Nah. Let's rescue her.
No. I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her?
Yeah, probably. I mean, that's what he did last time.
I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
He's definitely not the most helpful.
You wouldn't.
He would. He definitely would.
I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings.
Very strong
and
feelings.
Doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
Oh, it really does
You
just
approach
slide.
the princess
Okay.
and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings. That shouldn't have worked. I'll be damned. We're doomed.
Yep, it's
I
fine.
can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
They are the truest of believers, that is for certain.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
She's so much perkier this time, too.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace.
Aww.
Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved.
Oh, we're gonna doom the world, clearly.
Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
So powerful. How do we die?
What do we do now?
I don't think we're gonna be able to leave. Yeah, I guess we leave and then we have our whole lives to figure out what we want to do next.
That sounds perfect.
Uh-huh.
The princess takes your hand,
Sparkles.
the last hopes of the entire world slipping through your fingers as they intertwine with hers. We have each other. We don't need the world for our happy ending. I like to think that you do, actually.
I don't know, you already locked us in a never-ending nothingness once. You sure claimed we were happy then.
Look, I have my doubts, but the choice has been made and this is happening. You don't have to mope about it. I will mope about it, because moping is the only recourse you love-blind fools have left me with.
Go ahead and mope, it's fine.
You and the princess walk up the stairs, hand in hand. Ugh, look at the way she's smiling at you. She doesn't have to be so happy about this.
Wouldn't happy be the correct emotion, regardless of if she was evil or good?
And what happens after we walk up the stairs?
Oh, she probably pushes me down and shuts the door.
Let's see.
Oh.
Oh, isn't that interesting? The door slams in your face and the lock clicks.
Or that.
That's a familiar move. Did I do that last time? Then you should know that you won't be able to leave.
What's she gonna do now?
Oh no! Did someone lock us in here? That's not fair. We're supposed to leave now.
Yeah, that's how all these romance stories work, right?
She's right. It isn't fair. But the unfairnesses of the world are no match for the strength of true love.
How's true love gonna get through the door?
Enough with this true love nonsense. You just met her.
Hey, have you never heard of love at first sight? It's possible.
Of course you wouldn't understand. Our passions run deeper than anything you have ever known. Are you listening to this? You don't have to go along with the every whim of that delusional voice.
You want us to go along with every whim of your delusional voice?
I'm just along for the ride at this point.
Pretty much. Yeah, let's try to open it together.
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
Like a pair of teenagers in love, you and the princess place your hands on the door together. Blech. And the lock clicks and the door creaks open. Are you kidding me?
That was easy, I guess. Yay, princess magic. Evil, scary princess magic.
I told you our love was insurmountable.
Girl, you could have just walked out if you're alone.
You and the princess make your way upstairs, and the blade. That's right, there's still a chance for you to do the right thing. Take the blade from the table and slay her before it's too late.
The moment I saw... Oh, you guys can't see, the blade is right behind me. The moment I saw it, I was like, shoot. No.
You're enjoying this, aren't you? You're taking every opportunity you can to draw out the end of the world and make me suffer.
100%.
I hate you.
Aw, thanks.
That's the way out. We're going to leave together, just like you wanted.
She's going to stab me with that blade.
Yes, I suppose you are going to do that, aren't you? You cross the room, opening the door to the cabin, and then you step outside.
Oh, we got an achievement. Romantic haze. Your love will set you free.
A happy ending at last.
And then she ends the world.
We did it. What should we do now?
Where did everything go? Where did he go? Oh, is he gone? I hadn't noticed. I was too busy staring deep into our beloved's eyes.
Suppose the world ended.
I'm cold. Is being happy supposed to be so cold?
She's cold. Quick, our feathers. Pluck them all and weave her a coat worthy of a princess.
Or just hug her. Oh. I don't think we've had that happen on the second loop. You don't get the chance to make that jacket. Nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns. We've not had it end on the second loop like that before.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And is that a mirror? Why is it here? Why now?
Yeah, of course you're scared.
What is that supposed to mean? Whatever awful thing I felt before, it feels so much worse now. Do it then. End us all before I die of a broken heart.
Alright, to the mirror, I guess. We look different this time? You approach the mirror. Gaze into your reflection. Silence as you reach forward, they're gone once again. Mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. Oh. Yeah, we're like melty this time. Most of us looks fine, but our arms are all goopy. Uh-oh. Find yourself in the long quiet once again. Cabin. You are at the cabin. Approach her.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new. and to look away is to reshape them yet again. All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Can't be a contradiction. Contradictions don't exist. How can you stand to be a contradiction? No matter how many times I go back, at least one of us always hurts the other. That change you, doesn't that make you worse? What about having to kill you? What happens to the worlds? You figured out what you'll want when we're finished. Still not care what I bring you next. How many more? Okay, you stand to be a contradiction.
As easily as you can stand to be you. You are like me, even if you have chosen not to look at the corners of you that do not fit. Even if you have chosen to ignore the brilliant contours of your soul.
Contradictions don't exist. They do, but...
And yet my waters flow and my streets bustle. There are no words that can describe me into non-existence. There is no logic that can bind my multitudes. I am everything that you have known me to be, but I am also none of it.
One of us always hurts the other.
It changes me, but it doesn't make me worse, nor does it make me care for you any less. Does it make you worse? Do you resent me?
I'm sad that it seems like that time actually, ended well, and then she just... the world didn't end, she didn't turn on us, nothing happened, she just got sucked into the mirror world. Okay, does it make it any worse? Does it make you worse? Do you resent me? Anything makes me like you more? Not really, it all seems so distant. I have no opinion one way or another. Just want it all to stop. Yes, you're torturing me. I don't know if it... I don't think it makes me resent them. I mean, it sucks that we have to keep, hurting each other over and over again. It does suck that there's no good outcome here. It does... let's just go with it seems distant.
It does seem small from here, and the more we journey, the smaller each of those steps will be. But that doesn't make any of them less special.
Have you figured out what you'll want?
The desires of my multitude thrive in endless competition with themselves, but none of them rise above their dance to influence me.
Okay, that's good, because 2 of them were bad.
I yearn for what I have always yearned for. My awakening. Other desires shrink in the light of self-knowledge.
Okay. How many more do you...
We will know when we near our destination.
True. I'm still curious about these, but I do want to just go through regularly. Alright, send us back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Always sounds so painful in its own way, you know? Goes dark and you die. A loving vessel, bring the damsel to her.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Well, we are back at another loop. I guess we can leave the that one there. I'm definitely curious about this world and what the loops mean and why even on what seemed like a good end, we didn't even get to a third loop, which most of these so far have had a third loop, so I was really surprised when that one just stopped as it did. I expected the princess to turn on us in some way and for it to continue, or I don't know, but no, none of that. Just second loop, escape, happiness, and then princess was gone. So I think next time maybe we'll try to do the one where we question the princess. I don't know if we'll take or leave the dagger on that one. I'm sure there's one where we can take the dagger and just free her right away as well. I don't know how all of them are going to differ from each other, but we'll have to find out when we get to those ones. So for now, I guess we'll be wrapping things up here. Again, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and comment. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want more of this content. Every little bit you guys can do really helps out. But until the next video, I hope that you all have an absolutely wonderful day, night, evening, whatever the absolute heck it may be for you. Hope to see you all again next time. Have a good one, you guys. Goodbye. Goodbye.